Hey everybody, Jen here again for Lily's Plays and this episode of Sanctuary Tea. So this week I thought I would just share a little bit about our future plans. So I know you've seen our posts, things for supporting our hay fund, our Sanctuary Santa, which is awesome. If you want to send a gift to that person who has everything, definitely check out Sanctuary Santa. We've had so many posts and so much great support from all of you in supporting our initiatives so far. I was talking with one of our founders over the weekend, and we were talking about future plans for 2024. And I thought I might just touch base on one of them that will have a huge impact for the sanctuary going forward. So one of our sort of wish list items and what we're going to be focusing on next year is expanding the fence pastured areas. If you've been out to the sanctuary, you've seen we have loads of land. Land's not an issue, but we need fencing. We do have a fenced area right now, which is great for the guys that we have, but it really limits our ability to take on new residents. So our project that we want to work on for next year with the fencing is probably one of the smaller of our, I guess, capital/infrastructure projects that we have on our wouldn't it be great if list. So by increasing the fenced area, this actually has a couple of huge impacts for the sanctuary. So one, obviously, it gives our animals more space to roam and graze. But what it also does is actually cuts down on our feed costs. One of our biggest expenses with the sanctuary is hay. We go through a lot of hay. So if we can actually expand the fenced area and the pasture area, that expansion will actually decrease our hay costs by like 45%, which is huge. This is like nearly in half of cutting it just by having more pastured areas that the animals can graze on during the months that aren't winter. So instead of us having to buy hay to feed them, they can go out and graze, and we don't have to spend that money on hay, and we can spend it on other things. As well as having that expansion of this fenced area allows us to actually take on more animals because we have more capacity for them to roam, but also to graze. So we cut down on the cost of hay, and we could actually almost double our intakes of animals that graze just by doing this. And it would overall only increase sort of our feed costs by about 9%, but allow us to take on a lot more residents in 2024. So what do we need for fencing? Well, we've costed it out, and the area we'd like to fence approximately is going to cost about $6,000. You might be like, why is that so much money? Well, for one, we have to pay for fence posts, pay for fencing, pay for farm gates. We also have to pay to have the fence posts installed. And this is actually probably one of the bigger chunks of that project because where the sanctuary is located, New Brunswick, is really, really rocky. And while we do have some equipment on the sanctuary, it's just not capable of drilling the holes through bedrock that we need. So that is a big chunk of that expense, is just having them installed. As far as the installation of the actual wire fencing and the gates and all that, we have volunteers all lined up to do that. So it's primarily just the materials, and getting those fence posts in the ground is what's going to take that big chunk of cash. So when you're looking at sort of things down the road and things you want to help out with, you will start seeing posts coming up about our fencing needs. So don't be surprised that we're looking for donations to assist with that in the future. And I figured, you know what, it's Giving Tuesday. There are so many great things going on here at the sanctuary. You can give to any number of them. So whether you want to support our fencing initiatives, whether you want to support, we're still almost at our goal for our hay fund to cover the cost of hay for this year. We've got Sanctuary Santa, which is a great gift to give those who don't want things. but it's a really nice gesture, and all those funds go back to the sanctuary. So anything that you can do to support us, we greatly appreciate. We wouldn't be here without our supporters and followers. If it's just not in the books for you to fork over any money, that's completely okay. Things you can do that don't cost money, like share these posts. Share this post with someone that you're like, hey, they own a fencing company, or hey, they own a contracting company, or whatever. Forward it on to someone who likes what we're doing, or might be interested in what we're doing, or might be interested in helping us with what we're doing. And those things don't cost anything. So I think that's sort of it for today's episode. Please let us know if there's things you want to know. Like, what else do we have on our wish list for next year? Have you got any great ideas? Have you got a whole bunch of money you don't know what to do with and you want to throw it our way? We'll take that too. So hope you have an awesome day, and we'll be back next week with another episode. Talk to you later.